Welcome to the I Shop Davie podcast, where we're enhancing the positive local buying experiences for the residents of Davie County, North Carolina. When you choose to spend your money, you have many places to choose from. This podcast reminds you to spend your money here because Davie County is home to great customer service, quality business products, and innovative business leaders. The I Shop Davie podcast is introducing you to these leaders each week. My name is Chuck Taylor, your host for the I Shop Davie podcast. Thank you for joining us. This season, we're focusing on the service-based businesses that enhance the well-being of our county. Welcome to episode 5 of the I Shop Davie podcast. Today, we welcome one of Davie County's most creative and resourceful business leaders, Audrey Blackburn. Audrey is the owner of Blackburn Consulting. Say hi, Audrey.
Hi.
Yeah, it's so good to have you here. I know that you've got so much to talk about. You have launched into this small business empire of sorts where you're really helping people engage into their business and launch themselves into success. I want to hear your story. So right off the bat, one of the first things I want to know is, what does your business offer the people here in Davie County?
Well, thank you, Chuck. Blackburn Consulting offers accounting and business consulting.
Okay.
And I get asked all the time, well, what exactly does that mean?
Sure.
And a lot of people call what I do bookkeeping. And it is. It's part of what I offer for my services.
But that's not all of it.
No, that is not everything.
All right.
So if you're looking for someone who's just going to enter transactions, that's not me. If you're looking for someone to do your taxes, that's also not me.
Okay, great.
So what exactly do I do?
Sure.
My mission is to move small businesses and nonprofits from a place of scarcity to one of abundance.
Okay.
So scarcity to me is a result of lack.
Okay,
right? And whereas abundance is where you have more than enough of whatever you need.
Which is where small businesses want to be.
Yes, we definitely want to be there.
Okay.
So what that looks like is different for everyone, though. And when we think about abundance, a lot of times we think about money.
Okay.
Because I think that's something we all lack in small business.
Right.
But abundance is not just about money. It's about having more than enough of whatever it is that you need.
Okay.
That might be more money, more time, more resources. Whatever it is that you need to thrive in your small business, that's what you need more of.
Gotcha.
So I have been blessed with a mind that loves numbers.
Okay.
So I take that love of numbers and utilize it to help others. We all need bookkeeping to track our financial records, to be compliant with laws, and to have the information that we need for our taxes at tax time.
You're right. Everybody say yay.
Yeah, we just finished that up.
Right.
But most importantly, we need to make decisions in our businesses.
Okay, right.
Decisions affect everything that we value the most. So that's where I come in.
Okay.
I'm a problem solver by nature. So I partner with small businesses and nonprofits to discover their problems and their pain points, what's not working for them.
Gotcha.
And then I use the tools of bookkeeping and cash management systems to analyze and solve those problems. Then we work to craft a strategy to realign that organization with where they want to be and what they really want to be doing.
Oh, this is great. So what I'm hearing here is I come in and I learn about you. I learn about your business. I learn about what you're doing and where you want to be, where you want to go. And like most small businesses, sometimes where we want to be and where we are aren't lining up and those paths don't come together. And so you're able to look at this and say there are plenty of tools and resources out here that help us get to where you want to be. Let's look at what's not working, that lack or that place of scarcity. Let's see how we can find the tools and resources to give you some of that back. And let's navigate you towards the path where you really need to go.
Absolutely.
That's what Blackburn Consulting does.
Absolutely.
Brilliant. Okay, great. So why Davie County? I mean, of all the places that you could have set up at, you're here in little old Davie County. We love it. We need you. Why are you here in Davie County?
Well, I love to travel. Okay. So I went all kinds of places in the U.S. I have lots of trips set up for this year. But honestly, I was born and raised here.
Okay.
My parents were born and raised here. I grew up on a farm on the Yadkin River. And when I was a teenager, I thought the minute I can get out of this county, I'm gone. I'm never coming back.
Yeah, right.
But I did. I left for a short period of time, but I came back because what I realized for me is this is home.
Gotcha.
These are my people.
Yeah.
This is where my family is.
Right.
This is where I grew up. And honestly, I could be anywhere, but I don't want to be anywhere else.
Nice.
So I just love it here.
Well, good. And we like that you're here. And it sounds like, too, you have an understanding from what rural America is needing when they're trying to grow their small businesses. But in my conversations with you, too, you do a lot of remote work. So you're working with people in larger cities, in metro areas as well, because you understand that your reach goes beyond just where you can physically travel. The internet and video conferencing, et cetera, that gives you capabilities to have a farther reach.
Yes, it does. And I've got some clients in Las Vegas. I've got clients in Florida and Texas.
Nice.
But at the same time, it doesn't matter if we're in a large city or a very small rural area. We all have the same issue it seems to come back to.
Right.
Which is we had this vision for our business. And it's not where we want it to be.
Right.
And a lot of times that has to do with cash flow.
Yeah.
Everything seems to come back to cash flow.
Right, doesn't it?
Yeah. So I work with clients wherever they are.
Gotcha.
To get them exactly where they want to be.
Good. All right. So we're going to take a brief pause here for just a moment because one of the reasons why this podcast is available is because of a couple of our generous sponsors. And we want to say thank you to them for just a moment. People are odd. We all work differently. Ever feel misunderstood in the workplace? Do you ever think that conversations could be easier? Understanding personalities and preferences can help you lead others better, negotiate conflicts seamlessly, and motivate coworkers to success. If you want to learn more, listen to the Personalities in the Workplace podcast as Timoji Jackson of Sage Garden Care Center interviews me, Chuck Taylor. Follow the link in the show notes or visit us online at sagegardencare.org to begin listening today.
Want to know about the Swicegood Group? We're a brokerage and auction firm that specializes in exclusive seller representation, asset appraisals, real estate evaluation, digital marketing, video promotion, and the sale of both real and personal assets. From the coast of North Carolina to the mountains, we have sold large tracts of land, multi-million-dollar assets, celebrity estates, and even mom and dad's home and contents. Give us a call, 336-751-4444, or find us on the web at theswicegoodgroup.com.
All right, so thank you to our sponsors for allowing us to have this time today. Audrey, I want to bring you back into the conversation and really help people understand the extent to how Blackburn Consulting can help. So what makes your business unique to Davie County? You've already talked a little bit about this, but let's explore it a little deeper. What makes you so unique from what other people might provide?
I tell people it's my expertise coupled with my desire to serve.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I have a heavy nonprofit background. I worked many years in nonprofits. So if you work in a nonprofit, you have to have a desire to serve others.
Absolutely.
But I think that extends to those of us that work in the for-profit field. You're still serving someone.
Absolutely.
Whether it's your customers or whoever. So for me, I have over 20 plus years of experience. I'm a techie by nature.
Yeah.
So I pick up software and apps real quick, which makes me stay on the cutting edge of what's available.
Okay.
As far as bookkeeping and financial record keeping and those things. In 2011, I went back to school and got my master's in accounting.
Okay.
So I really do love numbers.
Yeah, I see that.
Enough to get a master's in it.
Wow.
But that just kind of rounded off my experience to have that education to go along with it. But most importantly, I know what it takes to make a business profitable.
Gotcha.
And that's ultimately what we all want, is to be profitable. Because I've had people say to me, well, it's not about the money for me. For me, it's about giving back to my community, or it's about helping others. Well, you can't do that if you're broke.
That's right. That's right.
So I tell people it does all come back to money. It's just what we do with it is different.
So one of the things I hear that I really enjoy about your perspective is this ability to rise above the general expectations of just being an accountant, which you're not a CPA, right?
That's correct. I am not.
You could do bookkeeping, but that's not where your heart is.
That's correct.
Your heart is to really look at the business holistically and move the business towards profitability. And sometimes that detail-based work that's bookkeeping and accounting, while it can be very important and necessary, doesn't have that same agenda. And your agenda to move towards profitability, your agenda to really help them become exciting in the community, That's different. That's unique.
Yes, it is. And it's really at the core of who I am and what I believe in.
Okay.
I love to see other people do well.
So you're advocating for these small businesses.
I'm advocating
in a tangible way.
Yes. And I'm even advocating for my competitors, so to speak. I want everyone to do well.
Yeah.
When you don't come from a place of lack,
Yeah.
and you don't feel that scarcity, that's
Right.
what competition is.
Right.
Is scarcity. We think there's not enough of something.
Right.
But there is. You know, there's an abundance of whatever we need. We just have to go after it and get it. And so I want to see small business owners thrive. I want to see everyone thrive because there's more than enough.
And that really opens the door for creativity. If you're a small business owner and you're not really suffering from this mentality of, I don't have enough money, what am I going to do? And, you know, you're trying to scrape for the next dollar. Now you can be more creative and you can provide these elements that your customers want and what people need.
Yeah, I tell my business owners all the time, if you are worried about money, the decisions you make overall in your business are drastically different than if you come from a place of I have enough.
Yeah.
Because if you come from that place of abundance, then you make different decisions.
Right.
And how you think about things and how you approach things are different. And yes, it all wraps around to you're more creative, you're more alive. And to me, you're just more you.
Right.
And that's what, you know, being in business is about. We want to be more us, right?
Right, of course. All right. So my final question for you is, and I know this is a bit loaded because you work remotely so much, but when a person comes to you, maybe they find you on social media, they find you on your website, they find you online, what have you. But when a person comes to you and says, hey, I want to work with Audrey Blackburn, Blackburn Consulting, what does that look like? What does that process look like for the customer?
So most of my customers, because I do work all over the U.S., I video conference with them.
Okay.
And so I like to be able to see people and feel like I'm sitting in the room, which is why I do video conference. I do talk to people by phone if they're like, I really don't want you to see me on video.
Right.
I'm cool with that. But most of my clients think it's kind of neat, you know, to sit like we're in the room together, even though they might be in another time zone than I am.
Sure.
But if they're here locally, I tend to go to the client because I want to see where they work. I want to see what their environment's like. I really immerse myself in the client's business because if I'm going to help you make decisions about your money, I have to really know everything there is to know about you and your business.
Okay, yeah.
And I find that a lot of times that also means I get to know my clients very personally.
Yep.
Because they may share things with me about their hopes and their dreams and their goals that they haven't told other people, sometimes not even their spouse.
Right.
And so I just feel like that's really important to me. However I connect with that client, either remotely or in person, it needs to be a relationship.
Right.
I'm not in it just for a short term, hey, let's get this knocked out and done and see ya. Even my clients that come to me with a project tend to end up coming back over and over. Because the relationship that was built. And I think that's very important.
So it's almost like a coaching relationship. It's very honest. It's very authentic. And you're getting into the nitty gritty of their life in order to help them out.
Absolutely. So much of what I do with my business, that's why I say it's so much beyond bookkeeping, because it is a lot of coaching. When I first started doing it, I just was being me.
Yeah,
right? And I'm very authentic and very honest and sometimes too bluntly honest.
Yeah, all right.
And one of my colleagues actually looked at me and said, you do realize you're a coach, right?
Oh, yes.
And I was like, no, I'm not. And she said, yes, you are. She said, very much what you do. And then I started looking at it differently and I thought, well, yeah, I am. I'm an advisor. I'm a coach. But I never had used those words because many times when we think of coach, we think of somebody who's just there cheering you on and stuff. And I'm over here going, no, let's get down into the nitty gritty, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But it's about a relationship. It's about really knowing people, knowing their business. And you can't help someone if you don't know them.
Right.
It's just really hard. And that's just the core of who I am. I want to know people. I want to really know them and be authentic.
Good. All right. So if someone wants to get in touch with you, what's the best way to reach you?
The easiest way to reach me is to reach out on my website, which is blackburnconsultingnc.com, like the state. They can reach out there and they can find all my contact information. You can also reach me through my phone number. I have a local phone number here, 336-998-1079.
Got it. Okay, and we'll put that in the show notes as well. So if you're interested in reaching out to Audrey, you can contact her immediately. She'll get right back in touch with you and answer all of your questions. Audrey, thank you for being on the show today, and thank you for telling us about your story and how you're helping others here in Davie County.
Thank you, Chuck. I appreciate it.
It's always a blessing. All right, be sure to join us next week. We're going to bring in another innovative Davie County business leader. We're going to tell you more about what they're doing. Thank you for joining us today on the iShop Davie podcast. Thanks for listening to the iShop Davie podcast today. We're proud to showcase our innovative business leaders who are enhancing our wonderful local community. For show notes, including links to resources we discussed on today's show, head to iShopDavie.com. Also, take a moment to subscribe to iShop Davie wherever you listen to your podcast so you won't miss any of our upcoming shows. We love to spread the word, so we encourage you to tell a friend about our show. Keep up on all our upcoming events by liking the Davie County Chamber of Commerce on Facebook. We'll see you next time on the iShop Davie podcast.